I,
We are happy.
we are happy.
We
Yes.
are happy.
We are
Are you
very
happy?
And also the mics are working.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning and welcome to Symbiosis 4. My name is Raluca Tătărușanu. I'm the VP of Sales for EMEA and APAC, and I'm super excited to co-host this event alongside my colleague Martin Kraft, MD for EMEA and APAC, to this event that's actually starting to become a tradition in the DRUID family. Today we stand at the intersection of intelligence and intuition, where technology doesn't just serve us, but begins to understand us. That's the spirit of DRUID AI. It is not just about algorithm and models, it's about symbiosis, about creating systems that adapt, evolve, and collaborate with us. It's about AI that actually works.
Over the course of this event, we'll explore how DRUID AI is reshaping industries, is empowering people, and redefining what it means to work with artificial intelligence and alongside artificial intelligence. So you'll hear from, I'm pretty excited about that part because that's the community flavor we really want to push. You'll hear from pioneers, from visionaries, from practitioners who are really pushing the boundaries, how it's done today. And we had last night a dinner where we discussed exactly that. We're all finding the ways here, and that's quite important to realize we're all pioneers in this room. So have a look to the left or right. You're in very, very good company. So whether you're here to learn, to challenge, to connect, we invite you to lean in, be part of the conversation, be curious, be open, and most importantly, interact with the people next to you.
Good. So before we offer the stage to our speakers and colleagues, we have a bit of the boring logistics because it is what it is. The morning session will be focused on speeches, on demos. So we'll be having here on stage our colleagues that they will be delivering first-time demos that you will be seeing. In the same time, we'll have panels with our customers and partners that will be taking you through the success journey that we had with them so far. And right after lunch, we will be diving a bit more into the enterprise AR because we'll have a special couple of hours dedicated to some breakout rooms that are run with not only DRUID, but our partners, in which we'll actually be able to freely exchange ideas and to actually work on actual solutions, yeah? So I'm sure throughout the session, you will know more which is the breakout room fit for you.
And one ask from our side, we're broadcasting, we're streaming this event as well through the web. So the ask would be, oh wow, something happened here now. The ask would be that you only take the coffee breaks to grab up your refreshments or wander around the room so that we have a good streaming experience for everybody watching online right now. And as we already talk about logistics, that remembered me of a joke. Yes, the German with a joke, and that's not the joke. When a German and a Romanian start a workshop, run a workshop, it starts exactly on time, true so far, and somehow everybody ends up dancing.
Good.
Let's see where we go from here.
Good. This being said, it's high time to start our journey today.
For DRUID, 2025 was about transformation. We have come far from our roots in 2018 to our wings today. Inspired by brilliant minds, our founders, the artisans of building the bold and lasting endeavor the company is today. We have served more than 2.5 million users through over 2.5 billion automated interactions, powered by more than 10,000 DRUID AI agents. Recognized by leading analyst firms as a leader in driving digital transformation. All this while continuing to grow in distinguished company. DRUID was recognized by Microsoft as the first certified software provider for healthcare AI. DRUID AI also raised $31 million in Series C funding this year. Now, let's take a moment to look back to the story that started it all and to the vision of our founder, Liviu Dragan.
I, and together with my partners, Andrea, Dan, Bogdan, who are here, and I work a lot with them in around 15 or even 20 years. We launch in a deepest and boldest adventure. And I think our dream is to become the most popular virtual assistant for employees in the world.
My goal is to increase the quality of your life
And I do not have the arrogance saying that will be the best product in the world, but I promise that will be one of the best product and the most friendly product. So I'm very grateful in front of my people who are working not only very hard, but with a lot of talent in order to update to what is happening now and to create the future.
You good?
Yeah. Good. So I have now someone very important to bring on stage. She's one of the co-founders of DRUID and one of the most strongest, most incredible person I've ever met. Our co-founder and CEO, Andrea.
First of all, thank you for being here with us. We are very grateful. This year was not an easy year for us. It was a roller coaster of emotions, sorrow, but at the same time, we had a lot of accomplishments. And this was possible only due to the power that sits behind us, DRUID team, and the power of the product that we have, and everything that we have achieved, and everything that we managed to do this year happened also because of you. DRUID community, our partners, our customers that are not only supporting us, but they are part of our family, and this is DRUID. DRUID is a passionate company. It's difficult to talk in an AI event about emotion and about feelings, but this is what exactly DRUID is, and that's why we have today Humanized AI, because DRUID is not creating only technology, it's creating passion. It's built with passion, and it generates passion and emotions to the users, to you, to the customer, your customers, and to everyone that interacts, citizen developers. This is what we want to achieve with our AI agents solutions. And as we were talking, and it will be the motto of this event, DRUID actually works, and DRUID actually delivers. According to Gartner, 40% of the current AI projects are successful. We proved that DRUID actually is working. And it was a session yesterday in our customer advisory board where people were acting with surprise. I don't know why they were surprised, but anyhow, whoa, this actually works. Yes, it does. It actually works. So this is why our customers today will be showing live demos with solutions that they have already implemented and the ROI that they brought in their life. So as you saw, DRUID has raised 30 million this year, 31 million, led by CPO Venture. Roland is here with us today. We are grateful to our investors because during this complicated year, they were guiding us step by step and they were close to us. And with this with this saying, we have closed the chapter. We are treasuring our roots, but we spread our wings together with our team and our new CEO, who's a passionate technologist, Joe Kim, and he will lead us even further to build the dream even bigger than we had done before. Joe.
Is the mic on? Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, great. Thank you, Andrea, first of all, for that wonderful introduction. And I love the video, by the way. Eugene, where are you? I told you it'll be a hit. It's a great video. Andrea's idea as well. So, oh, that's fun. Okay, yeah. Yeah. And so, I actually want to start, this is my first Symbiosis, by just welcoming everyone. That's also listening over video, but I know a lot of people have been traveling across the globe to come to our 4th Symbiosis event. This is my first Symbiosis event, because I've only been around at this point for about 7 weeks, but I've had the privilege of working with the team to meet a lot of you guys. Some of you guys at the cab yesterday, looking at the demos and having some rich discussions. And it's really, really awesome to see. a lot of the capabilities are now in production and it's giving return on value. And it hasn't mattered what industries that you guys are in. So if you look across the room, it's going to be all over the place. It's not we're specific around one vertical. And it doesn't matter what the size of the companies are either, be it small or large. We're working with the teams and working with your teams to make sure that these solutions are giving you value. And unfortunately for me, I never got to meet Levieu, break bread with him and have coffee with him. But if this is more than your first Symbiosis event, if you've been here for any of the other ones, I am 100% certain that you have met with him and had coffee with him. And so I'm very, very, very envious of that. Because even in the montage, you can tell, right? As much as he wants to grow the company, much as he wants to make sure that the technologies are working and it is scaling, the thing that really stood out to me every single time I watch these videos of Levieu is how much he cares about making the customer successful. And I think what you're going to find, if you have worked with us before and working with us in the future, that DNA is going to be carried over by every single DRUID employee. And I hope that you feel that. And as I kick off the first Symbiosis event, at least for me, I also want to make a promise that we're going to continue to carry that forward. That every interaction that you have with me, every interaction that you have with any of the DRUID employees, that we're going to make sure that we make you guys, the customer, the hero for your companies. That's what I want to make sure that we do. Now, I guess in a really weird way, what I'm trying to say is that although the technology is really important, it's super critical, and there's a lot of secret sauce stuff in there. There's a lot of wow capabilities that are in there that you're going to see throughout the day, and Dan's going to present around some of the new stuff. Like, he and I have been playing around with it, and we have these, 5-year-old smiles on our face every single time that we are utilizing the platform. That part of that secret sauce also is the people that is in DRUID as well. And hopefully that you guys get to see that. And I'm super passionate and super lucky to be able to join the team on the journey moving forward. And it's also important that that does become a secret sauce. That relationship that we have with the customers do become a secret sauce, especially in terms of where the market's at right now, right? And it's like, if you look around, the term agentic AI, have you guys heard that term before? Right? Literally everyone is talking about it. It doesn't matter if the companies or the partner or the software division or whatever it is can deliver the promise of agentic AI, but everyone is talking about it like they can deliver it. Like, it's gotten bad enough. Again, I've only been here for 7 weeks, but I got to visit a lot of customers with Andrea, that it's even gone beyond AI washing at this point, okay? Andrea, the popular statement from her is it's like every single customers have to go through all of the AI laundry to eventually find solutions like DRUID that ends up working. See, I worked AI laundry into my speech. I told you I would, okay? And the market data actually suggests that as well. I mean, she shared a little bit of the Gartner data, but back in December of last year, so less than a year ago, McKinsey very famously published a report in this space. And the space is growing incredibly large right now, okay? So back in December, they were talking about this market being somewhere around maybe north of 900 billion. And then over the last couple of months, that number started to creep up. It's 1 trillion, it's 1.1 trillion, and 1.2 trillion. But more importantly, the other thing that specific market study pointed out was that even though so many people are playing in this space, less than 5% of the people that are involved really understand how to make agentic technology successful. And that was followed up by, MIT study out of the United States just a couple months ago in August, where they actually published that 95% of these projects that actually go out in production right now are either failing or failing to at least deliver the promised return on that investment. So very, very critical that we have that type of partnership. So for me, I know we're a little bit emotional about the Levieu portion, but for me, it's super exciting to be here, to be able to kick this thing off. Obviously, we have a tremendous amount of really, really cool technologies, a lot of wow technologies that's going to be out there. And my hope is, as we work together, especially not just with our technical teams, but also with the partners, and I've met a few of you guys coming from across the globe, some from Chile in the back somewhere. Raise your hand. Where are you? There you are, right there. all the way from Chile. So you guys are just as jet lagged as I am at this point. But it's important that we have these partnerships also to be able to find partners that are just about passionate as we are about the success of our customers. So we have a packed agenda. You're going to see some wow technologies today. You're going to see some really, really cool demonstrations from our customers where this stuff is live in production. And hopefully, you guys really get to understand what the brand promise is that we're going to be moving forward, which is to make sure that all of our technologies work in production, that you can trust in it, that it's going to be accurate, it's not going to hallucinate on you all the time, and that make sure that you have all the controls necessary to make sure that this is going to be successful in your enterprise environments. I appreciate it, and I look forward to meeting everybody that I have not met yet throughout the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrea and Joe, for kicking us off in this inspirational way, giving us that inspirational moment and touching moment. And only to add more leverage, I think you said AI laundry. I think Joe said technology like 27 times. I think you want to see some technology now, right? And to follow up with this inspirational opening statement, we would ask Dan, Chief Product Officer and co-founder, to the stage.
Good. That's okay.
Good morning. Super excited to be here, seeing London again this year as well. And I like that room the most from all the conferences room I've been presenting with. First, because I see you again this year. Old faces, all is good in this situation, and new faces as well from different regions in the globe. And behind us is the bar. So we can work and we can relax in the same time. For me, doing technology, this is what I like the best. Not feeling any effort, enjoying each moment, put all the efforts possible, but enjoying each moment in the same time. And from my perspective, the technologies these days, AI and all the complementary technology unleashed by the DRUID passion and DRUID robots, our mission is to bring quality in our lives. Everything we do is to make us feel better, be more productive, and have more time for ourselves. During this year, we did huge investments. We put double the effort and money into the product than in 2024. And the product enhanced with many, many features that are already used by you. From my perspective, business applications are solving the same problem they are solving for years. Customer relationship management, it's doing the same processes: lead management, contract management, after-sales customer support. In healthcare, we do the same: patients management, triage, contact center. In financial services, same processes. But we are doing them in a different way. with new technologies, with AI and integrations. Today, DRUID platform, it's the complete enterprise-ready platform delivering agentic business applications. There are three main ingredients to be able to deliver this new generation of business application. Ingredient number one, it's AI, but it's not a single AI. AI is a large domain, which includes conversational AI, machine learning, image and document understanding, speech and voice, IoT, analytics, a full set, and I'm sure I forgot some very important other AI features. So it's not like you have the AI technology. You need to have an AI hub, an orchestrator of AI technology. DRUID is that. Complementary, and I observed with DRUID Analytics, 90% of the information managed by the DRUID robots, it's already handled in the backend applications. It's not new information. It's already in documents, in libraries, in your SharePoint, in your intranet, and it's already in your line of business applications. There are contracts, orders, opportunities, tickets that you manage with Salesforce, ServiceNow, SAP, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, and so on. So DRUID robots orchestrating AI technology have to integrate with your backend systems. And needs to do that with highest security possible. Security and enterprise governance. We consume AI services, some of them in the cloud, some of them needs to be on my servers. I capture conversation transcript, personal data. I get access to medical records. The robots have to do that, and they are doing that with highest security. All three ingredients are necessary to deliver agentic business application. And the DRUID platform, it's delivering that today. In the following minutes, I want to show you a few examples of robots, DRUID robots for business in production today. I will show you a few features, new features that we added in the platform this year, and I will give you a sense, a preview on the new features we are developing, which I discovered this year, and with modesty made me very proud, is the fact that today the DRUID platform is a complete platform to develop business applications. And although this year we have almost double budget that we will invest in research and development, growing the technology, we are doing that to enhance the existing modules, the existing features, and not necessary to add new ones. And this was possible because of the multitude of use cases where technology was applied. And in the previous years, we already invested to build the required capabilities. The first thing that I want to show you is the availability of latest and most powerful generative AI models. Today, with the DRUID platform, You see that? Let's make it bigger. Can be visible? Yep. Okay. DRUID as an AI hub provides out-of-the-box access to the latest generative AI models. From DRUID platform, you can consume securely OpenAI from our own managed Azure OpenAI subscriptions under the highest security. In partnership with Microsoft, we make available dedicated hardware capacity, GPUs, where we provisioned latest OpenAI models. So in your projects, can link OpenAI with your own data and content in a secured way. Some of you are using Google technologies or AWS technologies. We connected that as well with the DRUID platform. So choosing Google, for example, you can get access to the latest Gemini models. Choosing Mistral, you can get access to that models. Choosing, I don't know, let's see, AWS, you get access to Anthropic, Mistral, or Llama models. Why would you need so many models? Because the business use cases requires different reasoning and different skills. And it is effective to combine different models, each of them with highest performance for the task. Besides the cloud models, we also host here I just provision one, but we have 3 DRUID-hosted LLM or small language models. These new models are available also for your on-premise deployments. So if you have a very sensitive project where particular parts of the conversation you are not allowed to consume cloud technology, you can use generative AI hosted by yourself in the DRUID box. So either in healthcare or financial services, you can consume technologies hosted on your servers from the DRUID box. Second, this year we deployed in production voice bots. For the DRUID platform, voice is a native channel. You can connect it to contact center technologies like Avaya, Genesys, Cisco, Cloud9, NICE, and implement automated AI-enabled IVR and complete automations, freeing people in the contact center. Let me see why this is not working. I'm wired, actually. Okay. Here we go. So I have here an example with statistics from a contact center automated with DRUID technology. And we notice the voice channel. And this contact center is handling, this DRUID voice bot is handling around 2,000, 3,000 calls each day. Going a little bit down, another interesting metric, the transfer to human. I know that in many projects we have the concern, okay, how much DRUID bot can handle, how much we still need humans. In this particular bot, doing schedule management, schedule appointments, reschedule appointments, 6%, just 6% of the calls related to that topic are transferred to the human agent. Looking from the other perspective, 90% of the calls related to appointments management are handled automatically by the DRUID bot. So really, completion on the use case, this is what a DRUID robot can do. With associated ROIs. With DRUID Analytics, let's make this bigger. In the last 7 days, so just 7 days of analytics, because of the automated conversation, the contact center saved $80,000, considering the cost of $1 per minute handled by a human agent. So all the engagements and all the technology behind DRUID, it's always connected to ROI. And with analytics, you can present this in front of your business as immediate effect. Okay. I will show you now what we are working in the next period. Most of you in the room are building AI agents and agentic enterprise applications. And you know it's not a simple thing. Building an AI agent, it's sometimes even more complicated than building a traditional business application. You really need a combination of skills. You need colleagues that knows conversational design. You need integrations engineers to connect with your backend systems. You need business analysts to understand processes and design transformations. You need testers to test your solution. The outcome from the robots have to be presented in analytics and reflect ROI, as we saw in the dashboard. So, and the robots are working with data, so you need a data architect. So it's really a multidisciplinary team that is required to build this complexity. And you are doing that with your teams. Our colleagues, our partners, yourself, put together this complexity in your projects. What we are working today is to encapsulate all this experience into predefined AI agents that are mirroring that functions for you. So with a smaller team or with your current teams, you can do 10 times more automated processes. And I will show you now in the platform. Probably you already noticed in your tenants, you have this new button over here, Create New Agent. When you click this, you engage in a conversation with the DRUID helper connected with a virtual conversation designer and business analyst agent. So it's sufficient for me now to describe what my new agent needs to do. Capture a new opportunity and submit to Salesforce. The agent understood my intent, and you saw my few-word sentence was automatically expanded with all the details required for the use case I want to achieve. So I don't have to detail my functional specification. I'm just providing the main idea, and DRUID Conversation Designer, because it's loaded with so many use cases, understood my intent and expanded with all the details required. Further, he drafted the functions of my opportunity. So it's capturing and it's submitting to Salesforce. Now I want actually more. Include description and product. Product is to be selected from a predefined list. So I'm fine-tuning my agent specifically to my example. And now I have the agent definition upgraded, a new parameter added, selected product, and I have the integration with Salesforce already drafted. When I complete, I confirm, and all the required DRUID settings are automatically created for me. So at the very beginning, I don't need to know any complexity in working with DRUID authoring. The agent is doing that for me. Okay. My solution was updated, and I have a new agent available now. And again, all this complexity, all this orchestration was automatically created for me. Looks simple, but in the same time, it's very complex. And DRUID platform combines this simplicity at the beginning, but later I am allowed to come and revise and implement specific rules for my agent. I have another agent. It's code reviewer. From my experience, there is no business application without complex code. I like this statement that life runs on code. Although there is a lot of automations and templates and all of that, at the end, the result is a lot of code. Either we want or we don't, we have to manage this complexity. Okay. So it's not something that we can avoid. It is something that we have to deal with, and with the tools, we are able to manage that complexity. So the code reviewer encapsulates all the DRUID expertise and presents to me the details of my configuration. So without reading and understanding that complex configurations, I see the summary. What agent it's doing. He recognized that this agent is implementing the agentic flow with the latest pattern. Show me the functions available, show me the integrations. It's also presenting me the data that this agent is using, and it's doing a code review for me. So at a click distance, validated my work. I can also do changes. I need the agent to also capture the account details. What I have to update. Come on. Understood my intent and is telling me all the actions that I need to do to implement this change. Go to instructions, update the instruction section, update the create opportunity function, examples, prompt logic, and don't forget to test. Very good. And then it offers, would you like to do that for me, for you right now? Well, the current implementation stops at this stage. You cannot, the agent cannot do the updates today for you. It's just giving you a recommendation where you can update. Until the end of the year, with the release in December, that agent will be able also to update your configurations for you. So, starting this year, you are not alone in authoring DRUID robots. You have these assistants everywhere. You will discover in conversation design, data modeling, integrations everywhere. And now I'm showing you the latest AI expert added in the platform. And this is the data modeling, data architect. When you go to entity section and you click the DRUID helper, you have a new option over here, create data model. The agent is reading your current configurations in the platform, understanding all the entities you have. It's also reading the library and understands all the examples available there, and is chatting with me to implement my specific use case. So, following our example, create the opportunity entity with all fields as defined in Salesforce.com, for example, because I know that my agent needs to connect with Salesforce.com at the end to submit the opportunity. Okay, spelling mistakes. I correct now. Agent is loaded with the documentation of popular line of business applications, Salesforce, ServiceNow, Workday, Dynamics, Oracle, and this entity object, entities diagram, was automatically created for me. Again, I don't need to know that either, how to name the fields, how to architect the data. It's everything done automatically. At this stage, the agent is able to configure entities in DRUID. again, in December, will also create the integrations for me. All of that will make the authoring in the DRUID platform more productive. It's not that we don't need architects anymore or we don't need developers anymore. We continue to need such. It's just we make them more productive. So you can approach multiple use cases. And last, the developments that we are doing in the platform are focused on 7 main areas. We continue to invest in the knowledge base part. This is the most used feature in the platform. And based on the experience in the projects, we are adding more understanding for different document formats, new document templates, to understand diagrams and images embedded in the documents. Lastly, this year, we added support for video recordings and audio recordings, so you can load your knowledge base from training materials or from conversations in the contact center. You saw the new team of virtual agents that supports authoring. This is part of the agentic framework. We continue to connect to the platform the latest generative AI models, and we handle all this security and compliance automatically for you. We continue to invest in hosting small language models and large language models within the DRUID box and make them available with your on-premise deployments. So again, for highly sensitive personal data use cases, you can do that with AI hosted in the DRUID box. Voice, it's a built-in functionality in DRUID. Whenever you want to add the voice channel to your bot, you can do that. You can connect it with your telephony system. And I'm saying add the voice bot to the voice channel to the bot. It's exactly like that. Your current chatbot, it's just a matter of adding a new channel, and your existing automations will work on voice as well. So it's not like a new project, you need to start over again. You add the voice capability to your existing DRUID bots. Everything that you saw in the platform, and we mentioned about generative AI, it's available both on cloud and on premise. We continue to acknowledge 90% of our deployed robots are in hybrid mode. That means the full processing power is running from the DRUID cloud, and all the private data, it's hosted on the client servers. And all the security compliance, audits, and regulations are attached to the technology. In US, we are HIPAA compliant. In Europe, we are GDPR. We are working now to get NHS certifications, including medical device certification. So all of that is attached with the DRUID technology, so you can just use it in your project. We see in many projects DRUID being considered like the one and only AI platform in the organization. Some of you are calling DRUID the AI platform for my organization. With the new features that we added in the platform, we are more than a conversation AI platform. And we continue to invest in that direction. You can do also document understanding. You can do long-running operations. So considering DRUID such a platform for all AI projects, it's a very valid thing to do and totally aligned with our roadmap. This doesn't mean DRUID is doing everything related to AI. We are working with specialized partners to complement the DRUID technology. So machine learning models or RPA projects, we complement and we integrate specialized technologies within the platform. And security, it's everywhere. So any new functionality, any technology we integrate goes through the security validations and again has attached all the local legislation validations for different regions. With that, looking also at the time, I would like to close by saying how much I am enjoying what is happening today. Literally, I start the week on Monday, and I don't know when the next Monday comes. It's a lot of work, and I see this around me as well. So sometimes I'm overwhelmed. Well, now I need to understand also this new technology. Now I need to approach this use case as well. But when I see the excitement of all the people around me and the effect of applying the new technologies in these new use cases, it's absolutely inspiring. So I put in front of you my whole energy and ambition and joy in the same time, myself, my colleagues, our technology to make your life more enjoyable and easy. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan, for this. It is really inspiring, especially because we had yesterday the customer advisory board, and we got a chance to sit a bit more with our customers, and it was very interesting because there were customers that were saying, you know, this is a need that I have, maybe you can build it, and Dan would be, but we already have it. So it is very nice to see exactly how the needs of the customers and everything that we're getting as a feedback from the customers and partners, we're actually really transforming in real life in our platform. And I think this is exactly how our platform is actually growing. So thank you very much for this.
Thank you.
Good. So you saw there are a lot of changes. This year is really like a very important year for us. So besides all the changes that we already mentioned, there's another change that happened with DRUID. We changed clothes, yeah? So not our physical clothes, but our brand clothes. So this is something that our marketing team worked very hard on because we wanted to, let's say, embody the new changes that are happening now with the technology, with all the changes that are happening in the market. So we wanted the brand to actually match what we feel inside, yeah? So you'll see a new brand, a very interesting brand, and I'll just show you a bit how this brand actually came into being. So the video, please.
Today's challenge isn't the lack of technology, it's the abundance of technology that doesn't deliver. Too many promises, too few real business outcomes. From day one, we built DRUID differently, transparent, reliable, and grounded in enterprise knowledge. Not a black box, but a system you can understand, control, and trust to deliver results that truly matter. At the core of DRUID is the Conductor, orchestrating AI agents, systems, and enterprise data into intelligent flows that turn every interaction into meaningful action. DRUID gives people freedom to think, create, and lead, to spend less time managing complexity and more time making an impact. We stand for accuracy, reliability, control, together with our partners, united by a shared purpose to transform work. We deliver clarity, confidence, and measurable outcomes to every organization we serve. Our vision is bold, to bring digital employees into every enterprise across every function, helping people work smarter, faster, and with purpose. This is DRUID, not a promise of what AI could be, but proof of what AI can do. Because when AI works, people thrive.
How do you like the new brand?
Well done, marketing team.
Thank you, thank you.
No,
No?
wrong slide.
For our next session, don't get fooled. In the morning, we promised you to listen to pioneers, visionaries, and practitioners. I think Dan ticked off a couple of these boxes, and it was really impressive glimpse into our future of what we're planning for the platform. Thank you for that again. For our next session, exactly, thank you. We're keeping true to this theme, to this topic. When I first met this person, this driver of AI and making AI work out there with clients, he threw his very correct agentic AI definition at me in the context of all the wrong definitions out there and the AI washers and the wannabes. And if this is what you're bringing, then we don't need to talk. So I thought, okay, A, the definition is brilliant. It's spot on. I'm really impressed. B, I'm a bit scared of the conversation. But it was a wonderful conversation. Since then, the relation turned into a great collaboration, and we're very, very happy that you took the time here today. Given Accenture's extensive global reach and experience, we are very, very confident that the next conversation is going to give you some inspiration points and insights as well.
So please welcome our very own Irina Dokitsu, Vice President of Global Partnership and Alliances, and Srini Reddy, Chief Growth and Strategy Officer of Accenture Operations. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for coming here. I know it's not your daily job, but we will have an exciting conversation. And since Accenture has always been at the forefront of shaping how enterprises actually adopt AI, we are looking to hear more about the definition that Martin was scared about. And we all know that Accenture has a very particular definition of this topic.
No, first of all, thanks for having me here. And interestingly, a year back when DRUID actually came to Accenture and I was having this conversation, and I said, you know what, this definition of agentic AI is abused quite a bit in the market, right? So please define what it is. So I still remember, it's amazing that you're still able to quote that conversation back. Yeah, but I think that's an important one, because what happens is the promise to clients. And I think earlier Dan was also alluding to it in terms of making sure that the AI works to the promise of the clients, right? So what we did was we first defined what is agentic AI, right? In my simple brain, the way I understood agentic AI, it should have 4 key features, right? So one, it should have the ability to perceive, and then it should have the ability to remember, or what you can call it as a memory module. And then essentially it should be able to plan for you and then autonomously act. So these are the 4 key things that should be there in every agentic bot or agentic agent that you actually deploy, right? Without any of these things, I would say it's not agentic AI, right? Many of you might not be aligned with that, but that's my simple definition. When I go and talk to the MAGs, or even some of our hyperscalers or ERP players, this is the consistent definition that we actually adopt. And unfortunately, this definition has also made sure that the amount of deployments that we could socialize externally also is actually much lesser, because primarily, just imagine with all 4 things acting autonomously for our clients, how many have actually done the deployments at scale, right? You wouldn't find that many, right? But the beauty of this, with this definition, is we are able to push autonomous activity to our clients with very less or no human touch, because that's our intent of agentic AI, right? And it should work autonomously, like I just said. And the beauty of it is we redefine the word productivity, right? Because every AI solution that you deploy, everyone want to ask about what is ROI, right? And I think this definition actually puts the outcome at a very different length compared to the previous technologies, because it's not only about pushing the straight-through processings, it's not just about doing 100% quality checks. The beauty of this technology is also the whole simultaneous processing that it could actually drive, and that would mean that you are able to scale the entire operating model of your organization exorbitantly, right? So that's the beauty of it.
So we had several interactions, especially with your technical team,
Yeah.
to assess the DRUID technology, the platform, so you are very familiar with it. How do you see the platform fitting in this picture, or the definition of agentic AI, how you have it?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, our journey, I would call it as a starting phase of a very long relationship for sure. When this technology was actually introduced to me probably and more than a year back from by my EMEA digital transformation team, what I've understood when I started to explore the technology into what it could actually bring to the table, right? I did explain the 4 key components of an agentic AI. It obviously DRUID platform actually fits into those for sure, right? But they also bring a lot of complementing technology to us. One is the whole conversational, the ready connectors that they actually have with many of the ERP players. Then the second thing that I really liked about is the whole conversational workflows, orchestration tools that they actually bring, which is obviously complementary to us, right? And how does it actually work with what Accenture could build on top of it is essentially what we think for agentic AI to be very successful is what we call, I think Dan, in your slide, you call it as a knowledge base, but what we call it as a digital brain, right? That's our definition of making sure that if you want to push 100% touchless or doing the processes autonomously, you need to have a very, very strong digital brain. And you need to train a lot of data behind it, right? And that's where Accenture's strength is. Because if you look at our vast amount of client base that we actually bring, how many invoice processings we would have seen across 400 clients, right? The amount of complexities, nuances that we would have seen, our processes would have seen. If it is all documented and in the form of a digital brain, just imagine the power of autonomous processing. It's amazing, right? So that's our unique strength, combined with DRUID strength. I think this partnership can go a long way. We have already started DRUID in our own internal operations in Romania, right? We started to use DRUID bots primarily for solving our own employee queries, right? Be it standard requests like leave request or any kind of a payroll request. We have this technology up and running. And now we are trying to actually scale it to other processes as well, beyond the general conversation bots into more and more complex things. That's why I said starting off a long journey.
So you are working with large organizations. Which organizations, which industries you would see more fitted in adopting agentic AI, or areas in certain industries?
Okay. Maybe I'll take that answer in 2 parts, right? One from the industry narrative standpoint, because if you see the industries who have actually adopted AI technologies in the last couple of decades, is essentially the B2C ones. Because end of the day, the end consumers, you got to make it experience more easy for them, more enhanced for them. So from that standpoint, B2C is a no-brainer. That's where, be it the banks, be it the customer contact centers, these are the first ones to adopt, right? And for agentic AI, the beauty of it, I remember our digital brain conversation, many of the processes, you don't have a documented history of how a human was able to resolve it. The last mile of his decision logic. That decision logic was never embedded into any of the systems except the CRM systems. Because when a customer agent is actually talking to their particular customer, you have the entire transaction history documented into the CRM systems. So it was very much easy for the likes of AWS, Genesis, and all of these providers, because you have the entire documented history, and you have also the logic of how a decision was taken by a human agent. So it's very easy to actually build a digital brain. But just imagine the processes that are finance and accounting, which are like reconciling accounts. There's a lot that sits in the human brain, which is never documented. So I would say that's where we actually come in, because we end up throwing a lot of that knowledge and build that into the digital brain, and then essentially starts to deploy those solutions, right? So I would say every B2C industry is actually the first ones to pioneer, and that's where we are seeing all the action. And coming from the supplier or service provider's standpoint, that's the second part of the dimension, is wherever is your large client base is, right? For example, in my part of the business, we have like 500 clients which are doing finance and accounting processes. So those are the first use cases that we try to solve, even though it is extremely complex, right? One of our other service provider that who is we can call it as a competitor, their client base is predominantly in the industry and travel and hospitality. So that's the problem that they are actually trying to solve. So I think those are the two different dimensions. One from an industry lens, I think like I said, banking, telco, these are no-brainers wherever they're serving end B2C customers. And from service providers like us, it's all about the large customer base, try and solve it, because every customer comes up and knocks on your door saying that, can you actually drive more productivity with agentic, or some other term that might come in the next 1 year.
Yeah, I know that there have been some challenges in actually making the workflows, very complex workflows that your customers have, translating them into workflows in the DRUID platform. It's a complex job, but we have managed to handle that. Let's talk about ROI. I know you are very specific about ROI as well, so how would you describe the ROI bit?
Yes, when you handle such a large customer base, the big challenge is every customer says you are not solving the ROI problem. But I think I would say why agentic AI is a different technology when you have to measure the impact of ROI is one key takeaway, at least learning that at least we had within Accenture was, you can never look at deploying this technology for the scope that you are managing it in a narrowed fashion. It can never give you ROI. I can tell you that for sure. If you have to build digital brain, just imagine the kind of cost that you would have to incur training vast amount of data in terms of handling all these exceptions and all that, right? So if you have to train that, it's going to be an expensive solution, no doubt about it. And you can't just look at it for a narrowed scope. So the one thing that we have pivoted our customers is measure the end-to-end impact of a particular process, because agentic AI is much more, or their benefits of agentic AI gets amplified when you look at the process end-to-end, completely redefine it, because when this technology can solve simultaneous processing, not sequential processing, you have to fundamentally relook at the process in a very different lens, irrespective of whether that particular part of the process is in the client organization, retained organization, or with me as a service provider. So we got to look at it comprehensively and then calculate the ROI. Then the benefits are much, much more amplified, right? And every time, many of our customers also try to look at ROI from an efficiency standpoint. They never calculate the true business impact or the outcomes it can drive, right? Because I can ask a question. You have many of your deployments are in the customer service space. Impact of NPS, how do you quantify that into dollars, right? So these are some of the challenges, but I think now clients are opening it up. They're much more welcome and collaborative to understand the broader holistic value it can drive, because it is impacting the retained organization as well. That's something that we actually tell. The second important point is, I mean, I heard from Joe earlier also about Gartner, McKinsey. Everyone is quoting a bit of a cynicism in the last 12 months about AI and agentic AI. But I would say the two biggest challenges is the existing tech debt of a particular organization, right? The more and more integrations that you have to do, that's the only single biggest cost that it will drive, right? So having the ready connectors like what DRUID is actually bringing to the table and all that. So those are obviously no doubt is going to help you, because the cost of integration is going to be much, much higher in this. And I think the other important aspect is the data. Again, Dan, to one of your slides, I would actually add data to the left, because that seems to be the biggest challenge that we have seen with our clients. The clients' data is never in a consistent fashion, and we end up spending a lot of time actually doing the data plumbing first before you go ahead and build the knowledge base, whatnot, everything. So it's a huge amount of, these two things are the ones which we actually encourage clients to invest in, and whichever clients that we have done large-scaled implementations of AI, if these two are there, the implementation is much, much faster, and the benefits are much more exemplified.
So that takes me to the final question.
Sure.
For the executives in the room, which advice would you give them to start their AI journey? The last two pieces, like data cleansing, I would imagine that's one of them. And
yeah, I think I've already answered part of the question, but I think my view is before you start the project and have the end scale in place, because most of our clients have made the mistake of starting it as a cool pilot or a cool exploratory fun exercise, right? Without having the end vision in mind. So always start before you investing, even at $10,000 or $5,000, whatever you are investing, have the end scale in mind, right? Scale, it has to scale, otherwise this will not succeed as a science experiment, because it's going to be a bit of a costly affair, right? The second important factor is change management is one of the biggest learning that we have seen, right? Because when I talked about end-to-end process reinvention, it comes with a huge change management effort. The client that you are talking to or your organization when you are planning to deploy, it is a huge change management effort, right? So is your organization prepared for that? That's going to be super important. Apart from the data plumbing exercise that I talked about before, and also be it the cost of integrations and having everything in place, I think these two, change management is something that is high up on my rank, because if the organization is not aligned to how an end-to-end process should work, I think it's going to be a failure. It will never scale. I can tell you that for sure, because we have had pilots started with the CIO. When the business is not aligned, it will stay as a pilot for sure, right? So having all the organizations aligned, think about the change management front, and think about how do I scale. I think these two are the biggest considerations, and keeping the costs aside. I think those are the two important learnings I would actually say from our experiences.
Great. Thank you so much for your time
Thank
today.
you. Thanks for having me.
A pleasure.
Thank you very much, especially, and I was talking with Martin as a joke, the question of what do you want, and as a message to the people in the audience, just call DRUID and we'll solve it. Yeah, this would be the answer. So thank you very much, Srini, for being here. Next, I want to talk about something that is really driving our, let's say, efforts in this year. Because we've been talking in the office with Dan, with Andrea, with Levi, with the Innovation Center, that we need to have a platform for all the people and all the partners and companies to come and to, let's say, consume our technology in a much easier fashion. And one of the, let's say, idea that has driven this this concept was the power that communities are bringing. Yeah. So with this in mind, I really want to welcome on stage with me Silvana Elie, the Vice President of Communities and Partner Success, that will be taking us into a journey related to the DRUID Marketplace. Thank you.
Thank you, Raluca. Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here today. As Joe and Andrea was saying early in the morning, we believe at DRUID that technology alone doesn't drive change, but people do. It's communities that work together, where people share knowledge, challenge ideas, and build together. And this is the belief that shaped everything we've built so far. Our company, since the very beginning, grew through collaboration. So we have customers pushing us to innovate, partners helping us to scale, and our community bringing fresh ideas and energy. And for this community, we build an ecosystem that brings together knowledge, learning, collaboration, and growth. Let's see how this, sorry, I forgot to move the slides. Let's see how these pieces of our ecosystems come together. So we have the DRUID Academy, which we launched last year at the event, where we learn. We have the partner portal, where we collaborate with our partners, and now we have the marketplace, which is the next natural step that we've done to bring our customers and partners together. So what is the DRUID Marketplace? DRUID Marketplace is actually not a new product, but as I said, it's a new step that we are done to bring everything to empower our community. Let's see which we believe is the value of this marketplace, not just for DRUID, but for both our customers and partners. So while for partners, of course, it brings visibility and the capacity to grow together with us. For the customers means faster access to ready-to-deploy AI agents and solutions that can change their way to treat business problems as they are today. So let's imagine a company that identifies a business problem. Let's say they want to improve the customer support. Today, this journey might take months from identifying the use case, defining the use case, selecting the right vendor, evaluating several demos, then building the POV and waiting to see that it actually delivers value. With the DRUID Marketplace, this will change because the customers will have immediate access to AI agents that already solve those exact challenges. So they can move from idea to implementation in weeks rather than in months, with the certainty that they are consuming AI agents that actually works. So let's see how it looks in action. It's built on the DRUID platform, and it's powered by our community, the marketplace, and it's where the innovation become accessible, where the solutions that our partners and our publishers made can be shared, discovered, and scaled globally. Now it should be the video.
DRUID's new Agentic AI Marketplace is your gateway to publishing and monetizing AI innovation. It's more than a catalog of automation agents. It's a growth platform where partners can list their own AI solutions, reach global customers, and turn projects into recurring revenue. Let's explore it together. Here's the catalog view, where all available AI solutions and agents are listed. Each one is pre-built, certified, and ready to deploy, helping buyers shorten implementation time and helping publishers scale their expertise to new clients. Let's select the Agentic Retail Automation solution. This solution transforms the customer shopping journey into a seamless, conversational experience. Behind it, multiple AI agents work together to automate tasks and elevate service. Let's look at the Claim Submission Agent. Each listing offers more than a simple description. You'll find detailed features, ROI and benefits, prerequisites, integrations, and included services. This structure helps publishers clearly showcase the business impact of their solution, while helping customers evaluate it faster and buy with confidence. Let's ask for more information. The DRUID Marketplace Assistant instantly recognizes which agent page we're on and guides us through a personalized inquiry flow. When a visitor submits a request, the publisher automatically receives a new lead, complete with the solution that was inquired about and the visitor's contact details, so they can follow up directly. It's an effortless way to turn marketplace interest into real conversations and potential deals. Now, let's explore the Publishers section. Here, we can discover all partners who have listed their solutions on the marketplace. For example, Void Software. They've already published 3 solutions. Each one includes its own AI agent, like Bout, which automates class scheduling, member support, and more across digital and voice channels. We'll add it to favorites for now. For publishers, this visibility means your solutions can be discovered by enterprises worldwide, featured in campaigns, and linked to real sales opportunities. So, what AI solution will you publish on the DRUID Agentic AI Marketplace? DRUID, AI that actually works.
Thank you. So what you've seen is just the foundation. It's a live storefront of agents and solutions, but in the next coming months, we will continue to enhance it with features that are designed for our partners and customers. So this is just the beginning. And because innovation doesn't come alone, but through people, it is my pleasure to invite here on stage one of our first publisher pioneer publishers that helped us make this dream come alive today. Mr. João Mota from our partner Void Software. Welcome, João.
Thank you so much. Hi, good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me.
If you please allow me to see the laptop, guys. Thank you. Void already published in the marketplace. Yeah. The marketplace.
Sure, well, while you deal with that, maybe I provide a little bit of context. So good morning, everyone, and thanks for having me. Thanks to DRUID for having me here. So Void Software is a custom software and hardware development company providing professional services focused on R&D and innovation. The partnership with DRUID is first of its kind for us. I've actually gotten in contact with DRUID about a year ago in New York in the first instance. Then I was here in the Symbiosis event last year, where I had the privilege and opportunity to even meet Livio and hear firsthand his vision. And that kind of led us to establishing this partnership. And when I say it's the first of its kind, it's because normally we're not partnering with vendors. Our typical projects are based on professional custom development, where we even avoid vendor lock-in. But we saw that DRUID could actually be the solution for all the converting noise to signal and all of this Cambric explosion of AI. And so that's why we decided to really invest in this partnership.
Thank you very much. Well, as you can see, I succeeded to show you live the marketplace. And these are the solutions that our partner, Void, first published in the marketplace. And João, please tell us something
Sure.
about, you can choose.
Yeah, so I'll
Which
go
one?
in order even, because
Okay.
they are almost in chronological order.
Okay, thank you.
So this very first solution, the Void Agentic Meetup solution, is something we did for ourselves as a first experiment that went quite well. I mean, when we first engaged with DRUID, we wanted to present the potential and the capacity of the platform to our local community. We are based in Portugal. So we set up this whole event. We invited someone from DRUID. Danny was unfortunately not here today, but he helped us in demonstrating the platform. And we decided that if we're going to do a meetup where the target is actually very technological, we wanted it to be the very first showcase for the technology. So we built this virtual agent that people could connect to. There were QR codes available that connect to the agent. The agent was then was trained on a knowledge base from DRUID, so preliminary questions could be tackled directly by the agent. And then we added the feature of allowing people to submit questions to the panel on stage through that agent. This was pretty cool because on the first instance there was a triage by the agent itself, so we were avoiding profanity or any off-topic questions to even come to the moderator. Then the moderator could select the ones who were triaged and show them up on screen so that the whole audience could then see what was being answered and get a feel for the questions lined up. So maybe on the next Symbiosis event we'll use that too. I don't know. I'm gonna try to sell it.
It's a good idea.
So we're still using it today in other events. We decided to publish it to Marketplace because pretty sure that it'll come handy for other customers. Next, we have the urban processor solution. This is also an interesting example of a recurring use case. So we've had a lot of interest from municipalities. I don't know if I can bet that it's the same all over the world. Municipalities aren't exactly the early adopters of technology, but they certainly can benefit a lot from it because they're very much burdened with a lot of contact from citizens, from multiple people with different backgrounds. And in these contacts we received, we've spoken to more than 10 municipalities. They all have kind of the similar problem. It was very focused on licensing procedures. So they are very burdened by people who want to know how they're going to get a permit for building either, it can be a small shed or a big building, doesn't matter. There's all sorts of maturity levels. But their services are heavily burdened with tackling these kinds of queries. So we built up a solution that's doing the initial triage of documentation from these contacts from the public. There's basically connections to their georeferencing systems, which can allow even the citizens to understand immediately if there's viability in what they are suggesting, so understanding if it's according to zoning laws, if they can submit such a request. It uses OCR for document validation. It has a conversational engine optimized to the knowledge base of each municipality. And the idea is this basically gets the human out of the way in a part of the conversation where it's just slowing things down, right? Because there's this back and forth of communication at the very early stages of licensing procedures that's adding no value to anyone. And it just speeds up the whole filtering of what is viable and what is not. So we're, obviously this is very Portugal-centric in terms of legislation, but I mean, I've had the benefit of doing this in other countries.
I'm sure.
Will probably fit other realities. Finally, we've got the example that was shown on the video, that was highlighted in the video, the fitness scheduling agent. This is a pretty cool project because the customer that drove this is a very fast-growing startup that we've been working with for a few years. They have a different proposal for the fitness market. They have gyms that are very high-tech, very immersive. They're growing really fast. They're getting a lot of funding, and you know how startups go. They have to optimize everything. They can afford to move fast, and they need to break things, see what works. So they wanted to really optimize the customer support in the scheduling side of things. They were using two platforms, so Zendesk for managing support tickets, Glowfox for managing the booking. We built those integrations, and now we submitted to the marketplace because obviously this will be something that will become useful for many other stakeholders in the future.
Yes, thank you very much for this. For the end of our session, I would like to ask you two questions. First would be, what inspired you to build on the DRUID technology?
Well, I think there were already some hints in the previous talks. We see DRUID as a way to kind of bypass this potential throw of disillusionment that we're about to witness in AI. I mean, everybody's kind of hinting at it, right? There's all this excitement, but there's all these failed implementations that are going on. And we all know the Gartner curve, right? There's going to be some disillusionment. And then the performance, we're seeing DRUID as a way to bypass that throw and come to performance because it actually delivers a mature solution. Thank you. Thank you.
And second would be, for our potential partners in the room and online, what do you think is the value in becoming a publisher in the DRUID Marketplace?
Okay, so the DRUID Marketplace I see it as a very high value proposal for our clients because the typical sales cycle with these types of projects means that eventually you have to do a POC, you have to do a demo, right? We all been through that because people want to see value. Now the marketplace allows us to really speed that up because we can just showcase it. There's a reduction of uncertainty for clients who can really see what's already been done. For us, it's also a way to keep pouring our accumulated experience into the products. And in the end, it allows us, for us personally, it's a way to productize our services. DRUID is really a spearhead for continued work with clients. I mean, this inspires clients sometimes with solutions they hadn't even thought of. And after they see that there's actually value in ROI, then they're much more confident in even building more complex solutions on top of that. So for us, it's also an upselling opportunity.
Thank you very much for sharing this with us.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
And last but not least, it is my pleasure to also invite here Mr. Sultan Mahmoud, the CEO of the Intelix Core, which is a... João, can you please... Thank you. Yeah. And which is also one of the pioneer publishers in the marketplace, with one of their solutions that Sultan will say more details in just a few seconds after we already have, again, the access to the platform. You have it, okay. So please, Sultan, first of all, if you can tell something, tell our guests something about Intellic Core in few words.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, it's on. Okay. I'm Sultan Mahmood. I'm CEO of. No, wait a second. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Sultan Mahmood, CEO of Intellic Core. Intellic Core is an automation, next generation automation platform. We specialize in creating domain-specific, highly specialized agents for industry, and I'm really excited to be part of this DRUID community.
Okay. Can you tell us, please, and our guests, something about the solution that you have already published in the marketplace?
Yeah, so one of the solutions that we've already published in the marketplace is a professional services solution. So we've got, in the company, we've got many years of working in professional services, over 20-30 years. Prior to Intellic Core, I was a partner at PwC, where I ran AI for PwC across Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And within the professional services solution, we have many ready-made agents that can be deployed into a professional services organization. Again, they're very domain specific. I'll give you 2 or 3 examples of some of the solutions that we've got in the solution itself. So one example is that we have built a compliance checker where, for example, if you want any document to be checked against the latest regulations or compliance, you can invoke the agent, and the agent will be able to undertake that checking and come up with compliance activities. Another example that I've been working with Dan quite closely is a product matching solution. So some of our clients have thousands of product catalogs. They need to be able to match those product catalogs. So we've got a machine learning agent that automatically matches products that have been provided maybe by a user via email, which may have text that doesn't match the product or describes it in a very loose way. The machine learning agent runs behind the scene, does the matching, can continuously learn and optimize itself, and go forward with that as well. So there are many examples of specific domain-specific agents that we've got within the Intellic Core solution. One of the reasons we've been doing, building these domain-specific ones is we found that many of our clients were frustrated with general AI. It doesn't really work in your business. It doesn't really work with your data. It doesn't really work effectively within the context of how you got workflows in your business as well. So our agents take all of that into account and allow you to get real business results. So we're hoping, in combination with DRUID, we can get past that curve where 95% of Gen AI and other AI projects are failing.
Oh, thank you very much. And one more question for you. Can you please tell us which is Intellic's core vision of scaling with DRUID in the marketplace?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So we want intelligence to be available to DRUID customers instantly, immediately. And so we want DRUID customers to be able to go into the marketplace and get real intelligence agents that make a difference to their business. And so the benefit of that is, speed. So, instead of taking months to build a customized agent, I'm sure many of you have tried building customized agents, you can build them with our pre-made agents in days. These agents are very accurate. They work with your context, with your data, and with your integrations and so on. So again, it solves a lot of the problems that generic agents have. And, in combination with DRUID, it basically opens, I think, a whole new field to clients, not just for conversational agents, but actually automating their entire operations from front office to middle office to back office.
Thank you very much for sharing this with us and for joining us on stage. And for the rest of us, join us, publish, and let's shape the future of AI that really works together. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
I think, hi.
So we got this repeating topic of passion in DRUID. I think you get this. That's quite important to us, which creates as well pride in what we do. And this pride is not, we're not only focused about building stuff, we want to put it to work. AI that works has to be put to work. We got big plans to do that in the one of the breakout rooms, our own breakout room after the lunch session. We would love to tell you about our plans, how we can help to get these horsepowers to the street.
Yeah, and also our partners from Intellix Core will be having a breakout room, as well as our partners from Fornet and Org. So please decide throughout the sessions today which is your favorite breakout room, so that you can actually check it out.
And until then,
favorite part, the break.
How about a 10 minutes break? So, wait a second, before you all run off. Okay, don't run off too far, because after the break, we will have a lot of panels where we really go into the how do we change the world with what we do. Well, I don't want to speak too
highly, yes.
Right, exactly, how we change the everyday life of people in the room here.
So 10 minutes break, get caffeine, yes, because we have a lot of sessions going.